He's not a Hall of Fame running back?
I
had a Hall of Fame running back here.
I get that all the time, yeah. I grew up thinking that's why I was named, but.
I guess just kind of like off that note, did you get a lot of like jokes about that like growing up?
Yeah, growing up all the time, I would just get Marcus Allen, Hall of Fame running back, Hall of Fame running back. That's a great name all the time.
You ever pull up his videos?
Yeah, obviously I had to watch his highlights to see what he's talking about. And that's my name. But
that Super Bowl run against the Redskins, that's met.
Great player, legendary.
Marcus, I wanted to ask you about last year, obviously getting that first start in the ACC championship game, and then obviously playing the bowl game. What did I guess kind of that playing experience kind of do for you, and how did you maybe see things kind of differently being thrown, I guess, quote unquote, into the fire at that moment?
Well, going into the game, I was already prepared. Coming in practice, I'm already going against the best receivers. So going to the game, I just felt like I was really prepared. So it wasn't really like I don't think it was a big transition for me, but getting to the game, getting used to it, all helped bring me where I am now. So.
And going off of that, what do you remember about kind of getting that, being told that you were going to be starting? What do you remember about that? Who told you and things like that?
Coach Blythe told me I was going to start, and I was just prepared. I knew it was my time. I had to go and make some plays, contribute to the defense, not set the defense back. So that was my mindset going into it.
Ahead of that week, do you remember just any older teammates kind of talking to you, offering you some advice?
Yeah, so Storm Duck, that was like my big brother when I first got here. So he was giving me advice going to the game, staying calm. It's just like any other game, just go out and make plays like you normally do. So that was pretty much it.
Yeah. And obviously he's not, here anymore, but is that somebody that you're still kind of in contact with and so close with?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Storm's my guy, so whenever I have a question, I text him real quick.
Yeah.
Just text away, so yeah.
Marcus, what's it been like having Derek back with you and you guys playing on the same team?
Oh,
how much of a role did you play in maybe recruiting him to get you first?
Well, Derek wanted to come here, so I thought I didn't really have to do too much, but it's amazing being able to play with my brother. It's something I wanted to do growing up. Obviously, I didn't have that chance because of the age difference, but now it just feels great.
Is that something you guys talked about a lot growing up? Like you said, you didn't have the opportunity in high school due to the age gap, and how does it feel now that you are fulfilling that out? At UNC?
No, it wasn't something that we really talked about. When we were picking our colleges, we just wanted to pick like the best fit for us. But now, especially, it just feels great. Because that's my brother. Like I've grown up with him, everything, been through everything, so it just feels great.
Any sort of sibling rivalry with that?
I wouldn't say it's sibling rivalry, but we got competition. We always trying to outdo each other.
Some of the guys said that they were a little bit surprised by how confident you were when you were thrown into the fire last year. How much of that confidence comes from having an older brother who is accomplished and probably beat you down a little bit when you were a kid, but you kept having to get up and fight him back?
Yeah, so just watching my brothers, seeing them play, growing up, I would try to mimic my game after him. So coming into it, seeing what he can do, raising me up. So it wasn't really, that much of a. I felt prepared going into the game.
How is he helping you guys? What's he doing that can help you guys this year?
Derek, he's really athletic. And he's an older guy, so he knows football. He's been playing football for a long time. He's really athletic, so I think he's going to give us a great help on our defense.
When people talk about you as a player, the first thing a lot of them mention is your length, arms, length, and you can play the ball. Kind of take us through your game, some of the things that you find yourself that you're doing well now, and maybe you still need to do better.
I think, I'm playing the ball really well right now. Coach Jones coached me up, fixing my technique and all that, so he's helping me a lot, and I'm just getting more comfortable, getting more confident, growing my confidence is growing every day. You're just ready to make plays.
I can add one more thing on the interview here, but what is that technique, the stuff he's coaching up, how is that making you better? And does it help when you see the ball more too? That's been an issue for the team.
Just like footwork, just staying comfortable when the ball's in there, not panicking, just going up, acting like you're the receiver, making a play. We both got right to the ball. So
not panicking means you see it better, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you see your game kind of compliments? You kind of gave the kind of self-scout report. How do you see your game kind of compliments in someone like Alijah Huzzie, who experienced coming from East Tennessee State, and you have obviously Taylor Holloway. We understand that he's someone that's kind of rising up in that depth chart as well. Just how do you think all of your guys' games kind of complement each other?
Yeah, so we all competing every day. Everybody's trying to make plays. Everybody's trying to stand out, and I think that's good having like a competitive, like especially competitive cornerback room. Everybody may want to play. Everybody want to be in the game, so I think that's good.
And Taylor Holloway obviously is a younger guy. What did you kind of see from him that has allowed him to kind of rise up in the ranks as he did?
Tayon, he's just very athletic. He's a great cover guy, great tackler. He really, really great ball skills, which I think that's his main thing. because he played a lot of receiver in high school. So, bringing that to DB, he's going to make a big impact.
The offensive and defensive lines, we talked a little bit about kind of like an iron sharpens iron type situation. Do you feel that when you compete against the wide receivers and like quarterback like Drake day in, day out?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel like we got the best receivers in the nation. So every day, iron sharpen iron, going against them every day, competing every day, every single rep, it just helps us. Everybody, offense and defense, helps us get better.
What makes them the best receivers in the nation?
Just obviously they got a great quarterback, and everybody's really athletic, really fast. They all know the defense. I mean, not defense. They all know the offense really well. They all make plays, so I think that just helps.
Marcus, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you recruited more as safety or cornerback coming out of high school?
I was recruited more at safety coming out of high school.
So what was kind of that adjustment like for you going from safety, I think that's what Derek plays as well, and transitioning to the cornerback? And what has helped you maybe expedite that transition to where you're in line to start, just your second year of college?
Yeah, well, in high school, I played corner in high school, but because of my length and all that, they were thinking about coming in at safety. So corner is nothing new to me. I've been doing it since I was little, obviously middle school, high school. So just bringing it here, working on my technique and everything.
How soon into when you got to campus did they tell you, hey, we actually want to keep you at cornerback instead of shifting you to the safety that you said you were recruited at?
It was really when I got here,
Was there anything in particular that, maybe stood out to them besides your length that wanted them for you to stay down at cornerback instead of back up top?
Yeah, one of the big things while I was recruiting, coming in at safety, they just wanted to make sure I could move and everything, because as a corner you got to be able to run, you got to be able to move. Once I got here and showed that I could do everything, they was like, okay.
How much faster is the defense off the snap than a year ago?
Defense, we're coming together really, really good. We're playing really fast. Everything, the whole defense, everybody's coming together. I think the defense as a whole, we just got that connection. Everybody wants to play for each other. Everybody's going full speed. So, yeah.
Gene told us last week a lot of it is about removing the gray areas. So you guys are sharper and pre-snap, therefore you're quick on the snap. Is that what you've seen?
Oh, of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Chiswick, he's really bringing defense in the meetings that we have, explaining everything, making sure that everybody knows what they're doing. If you have any questions, get them answered before we go out there, just so you can play fast and 100%.
To follow up on what Andrew said, Gene also mentioned the defense just being more aggressive. That's kind of a broader thing to say. So comparing last year, what does that look like now? How is being more aggressive executed?
Yes, sir. I feel like we playing with a chip on our shoulder. Defense got to come. We got to get what we get. So I think everybody just wants to be more aggressive. Like I said, everybody wants to make plays. So when you want to make plays, you're gonna play more aggressive. So yeah.
Where does that chip come from?
Shoot, just last year obviously we didn't finish right last year, but we want to come out. We want to dominate every team that we play. So yeah.
How much of the chip is steered by some of the older guys too? Things they say, the way they go about things. Because Cedric has told us a little bit about the chip and being constantly reminded about the App State game and everything else. Does a lot of that come from those guys? Yeah, the older guys, they've been going through this. So obviously they got a really, really huge chip on their shoulder. They're teaching the younger guys, just everybody, the older guys, the younger guys, everybody's coming together. So yeah.
Marcus, what were some of your main takeaways from, Saturday's scrimmage? A lot of things you kind of, just been talking about as far as, the speed on defense, chip on the shoulder, things like that. What were some of your, kind of takeaways from Saturday, and how did you see kind of all those things play out?
Saturday scrimmage?
Yeah.
I think we came together. We put on, we displayed. Everybody's doing their jobs. Everybody's doing, what they're supposed to do. Like I said, I think the big thing is the chip on our shoulder. We got a chip on our shoulder. We want to dominate every team that we play. So yeah.
And kind of going off of that, AJ brought up earlier, but Matt was telling us yesterday that right after that scrimmage, you guys followed it up with a really hard practice the next day. What were kind of your thoughts on that transition, and also just how people kind of respond to it?
I think we responded good to that. We had a good practice after that. People understand that we working for a goal. So even though we had that scrimmage and we got practice after, we still got business to do. We still got stuff to take care of.
Anyone in particular over the weekend that, whether it was just going through that tough practice or the scrimmage, that really impressed you?
That really impressed me. I think as a cornerback group, we've come so far along. We're really understanding the plays. We're thinking before the snap, so we can not guess, but we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen, based off splits and everything. So I think we just make more plays and all that.
Was there a moment early on with Alijah, guy coming in from an FCS school, you thought, wow, this guy's really good, he could play, he's definitely belongs here?
Yeah, well, obviously when they showed his film, I was like, okay, he's a ball hawk. But then we got to the actual practice, and he got a pick like that. I was like, okay, yeah, he a ball hawk for sure. He can play for sure.
Is he just kind of an indication that there's players everywhere?
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah.
that's about it.
And you're somebody, you had to step up, all of a sudden those late games last season, a lot of eyes on you. He was joking with us about how, he's about to play in front of this college game day crowd before all his games are on ESPN Plus. Like, is that something that you've talked to him about at all?
I wouldn't say I've really talked to him. Elijah, he's really comfortable. He's really comfortable. He understands that, he knows he can play, so he's really comfortable coming in here, really comfortable playing, so yeah.
What have you learned from him so far, just as an older guy coming into a new program?
So, just like in the locker room right there, he was teaching me up about my technique a little bit, I think he brings that because he's older, he's played a bunch, so he knows, what receivers are going to do, so he can just help out, some of the young guys like me in perfecting our technique.
I think so much playing corner too, people may not realize is just how important it is to be able to read those small things in the receivers. Like, is there any little things that he's showed you specifically to watch for when you're lining up against someone?
Yeah, just like splits, even simple things like their demeanor when they're getting lined up. If you think they're about to get the ball or not, stuff like that. So yeah.
Because I know a couple of those guys in the safety position have been out for, I guess, a few practices. I know they're, kind of switching some people back there. Have they had you spend any time back there just for a couple of reps at all?
I've been at corner. I've been at safety.
Not at all. Anything?
No, sir.
Okay. How do you think some of the other guys have kind of, stepped in and filled in for some of the guys that have been out?
They've been stepping up. Unfortunately, something happens. You got to step up. You got to be able to play. So I think that's how they're coming. That's their mindset. Coming in trying to make plays.
And then I guess one more on that, just how do you think kind of being in that, second year of, Gene Physics defensive scheme kind of helps with that, people being more kind of familiar with where to be, what to do and everything?
It was a new defense last year, so obviously now we know everything, we're learning. We're still obviously learning, but, we know everything, we can play faster, we can react quicker, so yeah.
Would you say there's just all around more of a sense of just being comfortable in this game?
I would say that's the big thing, just the comfortability. That's the big thing for our defense. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Marcus.